welcome to Joyful Jen Yoga. This morning's practice is yoga for runners. I have my friend Boston here. She used to be my favorite running partner, but she's getting older and she likes to spend a lot more time just kind of hanging out by my yoga mat. She usually lasts about a mile into a run and then says, I'm done. So today's practice I decided would be lovely because I just went for a run myself, hence the bright red face, I'm sure. It's a practice that you could use, any athlete could use, anybody who's been at the gym. It's a relatively gentle practice, and the idea is that we start to open up the spaces that we might have been using more forcefully during our run or our workouts. In addition, we'll do a little bit of core engagement. A lot of runners tend to only run and not always cross condition or not always do the other things that help stabilize their body. So we'll look at that a little bit during practice as well. I hope you enjoy it. So we'll begin our practice actually on our backs in a little supported shape. If you have a little fluffy puppy nearby, they can make really good prompts. So what we'll do is take our two blocks or books or whatever you have that can lift your pillow or your bolster up a little bit, and we'll lower on our back and rest for a moment, just with our arms out to the side, our bolster supporting our legs. So there's just that gentle little lift, that gentle inversion of our feet over our heart. And you can rest with your hands on your belly, maybe one hand on heart, one hand on belly, and let this be a time to reconnect to your breath. Take a few moments to see if you can let your lungs expand even deeper with air. You might feel your entire torso move with your breath, so feeling the inhales expand your ribs, expand your belly. Let everything draw in toward neutral. Let your body be truly soft here. This is a nice way to pause if you've been running a lot or working out a lot and you just need time to take care of yourself, to rest and restore. Take another big breath in and a big out. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and then roll to whichever side you'd like and work your way up. We'll take ourselves into all fours. You can slide the bolster or the pillow off to the side. Maybe sliding a blanket or a towel underneath your knees for a little support. We'll grab our blocks and slide them right underneath our shoulders and our hands and step the right foot back for a moment, stretching your calf, and then step the right foot forward. All right, so we'll take our hands to our left side hip flexor. We'll actively squeeze our left glute as we press that left hip flexor forward. Think about lifting from below your navel. Take another breath here. And then release. Arms stretch up. Catch opposite elbows, take a lift. And then lean to the right, which helps to continue to stretch the left side hip flexors. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands touch down. Straighten out that right leg. Toes draw in, take an inhale. Exhale, lower over your right leg. Keep your breath steady in and out through your nose. And then walk your left hand over to the left. And inhale, sweep your right arm up to the sky. That'll help to open the right side, TFL, getting into that IT area. Full inhale. Exhale, release the right hand. Rebend into the knees. Your hands touch down. Step back to high plank and hold for a moment. Pulling belly button gently up and in. Imagine you could pull your ribs to touch your hips and your hips to touch your ribs. Take a breath in and exhale, bend your knees. Start to walk out your down dog, getting even more into your calves here. Explore. I like to sometimes reach my right leg up, keep the hips squared, and then draw it across my body. Release the right leg up and back, take a full stretch, and then release that foot down. Knees come down. Walk your hands forward. Take an inhale, and then exhale, release into puppy pose. Forehead could come to the ground or a block. A lot of runners hold a lot of tension in their shoulders. I know that I do. Inhale, lift up. One elbow at a time underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift up and back into your forearm plank. Continuing to activate through your center, lifting up energetically away from the ground. Building that strength from shoulders all the way down to your heels. Take a breath in and exhale, lower your knees. Shift your hips back, pause in child's pose. Arms could be forward or back behind you or supporting your head. And then we'll lift back up to all fours, taking the blocks back underneath the hands, and send that left leg in between your hands. Walk hands up onto your block. Both hands right to that right hip flexor, just to give yourself a little information here. Squeeze that right glute. Press your right hip forward so you're actively stretching through your psoas and your hip flexors. Your core is active. Another steady breath in and out. Inhale, arms sweep up. Catch opposite elbows, lift, and then lean to the left. Steady breath in, steady breath out. Inhale, arms stretch up. Hands come down, straighten out that left leg. Inhale for length, and then exhale, hinge at your hips. So instead of rounding everything forward, try to continue to pull your chest forward, shoulder blades active on your back. Inhale, walk that right hand out to the side. Left arm stretches up, pressing that left hip slightly down and out to the left. Inhale, come back up, rebend into that left knee, and then we'll step it back to high plank. Again, holding here, feeling that center, feeling all that holds you in stability. Keep lifting up in between shoulder blades, mid and low back. Full inhale, exhale, bend those knees, shift up and back. This time you can continue to walk out your dog if you'd like, or lift up onto your tiptoes and maybe let heels move from right to left. That can feel really good through the side body. Take another inhale. And then exhale here, reach that the left leg up on inhale. And then transition that foot a little bit over to the right. You're getting into that outer hip. Bring it back to center. Lift the leg way up. Release your feet and then come back to all fours. This time, inhale, draw your heart forward. Exhale, round. Gaze towards your navel. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rounding. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale for neutral. We'll send our right leg straight back. And then draw it over to the left. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels good. Start to gaze over your left shoulder. Staying here, if you'd like to explore some different sensation, you might send that right leg across to the left a bit. When I do this, I feel it quite a bit in that left hip, so be very mindful. And then slowly work your way back up. Release that right foot down. Left leg stretches up and left leg crosses over, finding side body length. And then if you'd like, you could lower down, getting into that outer right hip. Boston has the right idea, just sleep all day. And then slowly come all the way back up, release. So from here, we'll slide the blanket, if you have it, underneath your bum instead of underneath your knees. So we'll draw ourselves into a seat. Maybe slide that blanket or towel underneath your sits bones. Bringing feet together, we'll let knees separate. If you feel like you'd like support underneath your knees, honor that. Take a breath in and then slowly walk your way forward. The next few poses are more yin inspired. So we'll start to slow our bodies down even more. Walking yourself back up. We might not hold them quite for the length that you would in a yin practice, but just enough to get the idea. Help knees up and extend the legs out. Give a little wiggle. So options here. You could take your left shin, cross it so it's parallel to the top edge of your mat, and then work your right shin on top. If that doesn't work out, if your knee is really lifted or if it's simply uncomfortable in your knee, your hip, your ankle, come to a cross-legged seat, but just note which ankle is on top. We'll come into this fire log or double pigeon, take a breath in, and then exhale, walk it forward again. There's usually a fair amount of sensation in this shape. Walking yourself back up and then switching sides. So left shin on top of right or left ankle in front of left, right? Yeah, that didn't make sense, did it? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk forward. Notice how this side feels. Be sure to dorsiflex your feet. Look at Boston even is understanding what the plan is. Is that what we're gonna do next? Let's see. Take another breath in and out. Walking your hands up and then extending both legs out. Boston says it helps if you cross your ankles, so we'll give that a try. It really does. Crossing ankles, reach your arms up and then exhale, fold forward. Notice perhaps how the outsides of your thighs start to speak to you. Inhale, lifting up and then switching the cross of your ankles, arms stretch up and find that fold. lifting back up, uncrossing your ankles. We'll slide the blanket off to the side, bend your knees, and if you have a strap or a belt, grab that now. We'll reach our arms up, pull ribs toward hips, and then slowly, slowly, slowly lower your way down to the ground. Take your right thigh, cross it over your left, come into a reclined shoelace pose or reclined Gomukhasana. You might find shins parallel to the earth feels good. You might have your heels towards your bum, whatever works better for your body. We'll release that, switching sides. You might notice one side is a little tighter than the other. Continue to work your steady breath in and out through your nose. Release that side. Planting your feet. We'll take that strap, wrap it around the right foot, and then work your hands so that your strap is long enough for your elbows to rest on the ground so we're not straining. You can draw shoulder blades together on your back a little bit more and lift with your heart. Holding here, we're slowly walking that leg a little bit closer, maybe walking hands up the strap, but it's more about putting a suggestion with the strap than thinking, I'm gonna crank my leg somewhere. It's not really beneficial to do that. You can stay with the left leg, left leg bent or straight, depending on what kind of pals you might have joining you on your mat this morning or afternoon or evening. And then we'll bend into the right knee. So we'll roll to the left side, taking the left hand onto the strap and start to reach the right arm away. If you're lucky, you'll feel a fair amount of sensation down that outer right leg. You might also get a beautiful opening across your chest and shoulders. You can look over your right arm if you'd like. And re-bending into that knee, giving yourself a good little squeeze here, and then land that right foot. Hug the left knee in, send the left leg up to the sky. Again, adjusting so that your heart's slightly lifted and your arms are as relaxed as they can be. Opening through the back of that left leg. Remember all the time that that knee can be as bent as you'd like it to be. We're simply going for sensation. Right leg can extend if you'd like it to. And then as you feel ready, softening into the left leg, working the leg over to the right, using your right hand, and then reaching across your body with your left arm. Working your way back to center, hugging the knee, taking the strap off to the side, and then hugging both knees into your chest, maybe just circling your knees around a few times in one direction, a few times in the other. And then hugging knees in, reaching for the outsides of your feet or whatever it is you can grab, coming into a happy baby. Rock a little to the right, rock a little to the left, straightening one leg and then the other if it feels good, or staying right in stillness. Take another deep breath in, and then gently release yourself down to the ground. Take another page out of Boston's book and we'll find our way into rest. Letting your arms rest at your side, letting your legs just splay open. letting your body rest down for as long as you have time for. Let your breath return to a steady, normal rhythm without effort, but certainly stay curious. Notice what comes up in your physical body. Notice what comes up in your mind. See if you can allow your limbs to grow heavier and heavier. When you need to awaken, do so slowly, wiggling fingers, ankles, toes, and wrists. Taking a big full body stretch in here. And then a big exhale. Draw knees into your chest. Appreciate your body for all that it does for you. And then using your hands, rolling up, finding your way back to a seat, remembering your seated meditation or your shavasana can last as long as you'd like. The longer, the better. Taking hands to hearts and just bowing forehead to fingertips in gratitude. I wish you all abundant joy. I bow to you.